a stock saw, that thing is screaming fast, man. Hell, it's screaming fast for a ported saw. Most ported saws don't run that good. Hello and welcome back to the Novice Lumberjack, where I've been really busy and decided I'm just going to make a lame video for y'all today. I may have already made this video previously. I'm not sure. Anyways, so the Jonsered 2165 against the Husqvarna 592 XP. Before any of you guys out there say something like, throw a long bar on it and it'll be a different story. I know. I know. But I gotta say though, probably wouldn't be that much of a different story. I mean, power is power, and that Jonsered has been ported and it produces a lot of power. And I'm confident that it would have been faster in that with the 7-pin sprocket as well. And I'm running the 8-pin, whereas the 8-pin probably helped the 592 to shine. You see what I'm saying? So put a 7-pin sprocket on it. It'll be a different story. The 592 runs excellent, and I freaking really like that saw. I've mentioned it before and mentioned it again. A lot of people ask me when I'm going to port it. I probably am never going to. It runs absolutely excellent. And I know that if I was to go in there and do all kinds of work to it, I'd probably end up just being underwhelmed with the amount of power that I get for the work put in. And what's the point, you know? Even a muffler mod, it's got a really open muffler as it is. I just don't see the point. It's not about warranty. I don't give two shits about a warranty. I've gotten brand new saws immediately, before I even started them. Cut them open and do things to it. So it's not about the warranty. It's about that saw runs great. And I think it is the best 90 plus cc saw on the market ever. I think it's better than a 660. I think it's better than an 064. I think it's better than a 390 or 394 or 395. I really like the 592, and I'm not going to change it. The Jonsered 2165 is freaking stellar. I like running it with a 24-inch bar. Would it do perfectly fine with a 28 or a 32 or a 36? Yeah, it would. That's just not my thing. It's not my bag, baby. I like running that thing with a 20 or 24-inch bar. It's great. Does it have the power to pull the bigger bar? Yes, it does. Absolutely. We all know this. But I like the feel of a 20 to 24-inch bar on that saw. Maybe a 28. And that's the same with my 2171 or my 372s. I just feel like they just don't, anything bigger than a 28, grab a bigger saw. That's what I think, but hey, it's just me. And I've got bigger saws that I can grab. So, I think that happens a lot of times. A lot of times people hear me say something like, I wouldn't run more than a 28-inch bar on that. And they think that I mean that like definitively. And that's not the case. I wouldn't run a 28-inch bar on a 372. You know why? Because I own an 064. Because I own a 592. Because I own a G660. Because I own a G395. See, so it's like Why would I run a 32 or a 36-inch bar on my 372, 268, 670, 2172? Why would I run a big bar on those? I wouldn't. I would grab a big saw and have big bar on it. So it's not like I wouldn't do it. And another thing that I get a lot on this channel, and I don't know, people just wanting to be part of the conversation. I understand it. But like, I just got like a pretty hardcore questioning. I mean, it wasn't rude or anything, but man, the guy had a real never-ending paragraph, and it was, why would you run a 36-inch bar on a MS 400? And then, boy, he went into it, all kinds of stuff. I agree with you. 36-inch bar has no place on an MS 400. But to those of you guys who haven't figured it out yet, I have a YouTube channel. And I do crazy things that people wouldn't normally do in order to showcase what it's like when you do those crazy things. The 36-inch bar on the MS 400 in stock form is silly. I mean, yeah, in a pinch, you could make a few cuts for sure, but it doesn't feel right. I mean, all the weight is out there on the bar. It's real stupid feeling, and there wasn't quite enough power for it either. Now that it's ported, if I can get it to quit having an air leak, which I haven't touched it because I'm burnt out on it, I'll get to that in a month or two, or 4, I don't know. But anyways, it definitely has the power to pull a 36-inch bar now. It absolutely does. But still, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't have a 36-inch bar on a MS 400. So if you're wondering why I do stuff, and you can't figure it out, it's because I have a YouTube channel, and it's like my job to try stuff like that. It's not like I'm thinking, yeah, this is a good idea. I'm going to run a 36-inch bar on a MS 400 chainsaw, you know. Hell, I ran a 24-inch bar on a little Poland 46cc, you know. I ran a 24-inch bar on a Milwaukee electric saw. Yeah, if you want to ask me why I do something stupid, look at that video. That's crazy. So anyways, like I said, busy. I've been trying to figure out a lot of editing stuff because I'm trying to prepare for the horizontal hustle. And I had to upgrade my editing software, and it's been such a long time since I used Premiere Pro. It's been like 4 or 5 years. And before that, it had been 4 or 5 years since I was in After Effects. And so I've been trying to figure this out and learn it and everything. And if anybody out there is ever thinking about asking me, hey, Bodie, would you mind making me a decal? Or would you mind making me a logo? Or anything like that? The answer is no. I will not do it. I guess it would be yes, I would mind. That stuff is far too time consuming. And you may be going, oh, but I'd pay you. Yeah, you're not going to pay me $4,000 that I would charge you to do it. So, you know, I'm sorry. It's the most time consuming thing that I think there is on this planet. Creating stuff, editing, and creating all of the footage. It's just ridiculous. Super time consuming. So a few of you guys have already seen the logo, not the logo, the intro for the horizontal hustle. All I created already is just a basic intro of the idea. Really, I mean, it looks pretty outstanding as it is, but you know, there'll be a lot more fed into that little intro that I made. But yeah, that intro took me 2 days. of off and on, back and forth. Poor Irene can attest to it. I was getting so mad. I was pounding on the table. What the heck? Come on, render. It's absurd how much time that stuff takes and how stressful it can be. So if you're ever considering asking me to make you anything digitally, the answer is no. Get bent. I spend way too much time on myself. And then the worst thing is whenever you make something. So I used to be an editor, okay? And inevitably, what happens is I pour my heart and soul into something. And everyone that has anything artistic that they've ever done and got paid by somebody else, they know what this is like. I pour my heart and soul into something, and I create something that I'm finally happy with, and I'm like, yes, praise be to the creation. I'm like, yes, I've done it. I've made it. And then I hand it over to the customer, and the customer, who has not a creative bone in their body, not a creative thought in their brain, nothing. They see what I produce, and they go, I wonder, how about we change the font color to yellow? And I'm like, well, I chose blue because I think that blue works best. Because I'm the creative person. I'm the artist here, and I think I like yellow. Okay, a re-edit is going to be an extra $500 or what? What? How come so much? Well, it's a re-edit. I've got to go back in there. I've got, and they're like, oh, $500 seems really steep. Yeah, that's what you have to face whenever you're dealing with creating art for paid customers. I just recently I create a lot. I've always created a lot. My hands are in all kinds of different pots. And I just recently had, I guess you would say, a returning customer give me a sign. And he wants me to mount it to a piece of wood so that he can hang it out in front of his lake property. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so what do you want to think about this? And he's just like, do whatever you want. Whatever you want. And I'm like, thanks. Those are the best kind of customers. And I'm going to tell you, if you are ever I'm really going off topic here, right? If you are ever in the market to where you're paying somebody for their artistic vision, right? What you do is, this is how you do it, right? You look at their catalog of things that they have created, and you decide to either trust this artist or don't trust this artist. Those are the only two decisions that you have, right? Trust them or don't trust them. All right? Say, I want a dinner table. All right? I want a nice dinner table. Well, the artist is going to ask you a few things, and you answer those things. How big do you want it? Do you prefer it to be dark or light? Do you want it to be rustic or really nice and finished? Answer these questions, and then allow the artist to work. Don't second guess. You just buy it. I've had more than a handful, I guess, of customers in my life that's like, I know you do greatness, just here, do greatness. And if you can get customers like that, that's ideal, because I don't want to make something that's in your head. No, that's not me being artistic then. Anyways, way out there in left field. See you guys.